Hey, I just thought to start off this video here because it's very paramount to what this, well, not very paramount, it's just part of what this video will be about. But I wanted to show you what my closet looks like right now. That's all I have. That's baby stuff and junk. But I recently revamped my wardrobe, removed everything that doesn't fit, and added a few more pieces that do. But that's generally loungewear, gym, or rather workwear, pajamas. And then this is what I can wear leaving the house or in the house. And the story behind that is I decided to stop waiting until my body reaches a certain place or a certain way before I dress it again or look back at what I used to wear. But it's not happening. I'm uncomfortable trying to fit in clothes that don't fit. They're either too big because I stretched them out during maternity. They're either too tiny because I'm nowhere near where I was before I gave birth the second time around. Let's not even talk about the first time around. But I can't just sit in wait. You know what I mean? I think clothes are a very integral part of how you feel during the day. So I was like, you know what? Your body knew me. This is what I have. This is what I'll wear. And I'm very happy about it. Like today I'm just wearing a sweatshirt that I bought. Never really had sweatshirt. And some nice baggy loose jeans. Yeah, and that's it. But anyway, welcome to the video. Eventually I'll tell you why you're watching this video if it's already not on the title of the video. Let's get going. Yeah, 1 minute. Yani, I'm so done. My toddler has been a lot the last couple of days, and it's continuing. Thought I'd give an update right now, but I'll do it a bit later. Decided to go on a walk, see if it will calm both of us down. Give me a hand. Let's cross the road. Give me a hand. Hmm? So we just come from outside, and yeah, outside. And the last couple of days going outside with her has helped. But today doesn't seem to have helped so much. So I took a lot of convincing to just have her in the office with me as I work, because I have a ton to do. I can't miss not working since I haven't done for the last couple of days because of taking care of her. And I've been trying to find what the root cause is. And I think she's teething. She must be, a molar must be coming out. That's why we are this way. But anyway, so, and I think I'll talk more about her a little bit later in this video. But I wanted this to be like an extension or a complementary thing to the last episode of the podcast. And that episode is about reflection. So looking back at this year and, celebrating any wins I've got and looking at the losses, going through that, and a lot of the things that have been racking my mind this year, because it's been a lot. It's been a busy, heavy year. But anyway, so let me start with the first thing. And I think I shared this as well on my Instagram when I realized did, that one of the things that the feelings that I've had this year is just I've been scared. Earlier on in the year, like smack in the either middle of January or towards the end of the month, we had a scare with my daughter. So it was one of those afternoons. I was very tired as you are with pregnancy. It was a hot afternoon, so we left the balcony door open, and my daughter just went out of the balcony, which is something again she does a lot of times, and it's usually pretty safe because there was nothing on there, and it was also very hard for her to, let's say, climb the rails or anything, so that was never really a fear. But what I didn't realize that afternoon is that her slide was out there. So she has this plastic slide that we got from House of Leather that she loves, and she was using it indoors for a very long time. And then when she got out of love with it, or like she wasn't interested in going down the slide, I put it outside to save some space. I forgot that it was there. Also not a problem. The only problem was that I didn't realize she left the house with shoes on. She had her Crocs on. And the thing with Crocs is if you're on the slide with them, they're anti-slip, so you can kind of see where this is going. All I had was a thud. I felt the floor vibrate, you know, the way floors do, and I panicked. I stood up real quickly, went outside, and found her lying parallel to the slide, which is odd, like, because when you fall off a slide, you expect, you know, her to maybe be in front of it, but not on the side of it. And she was screaming. I felt so horrible. I don't even know if I can explain just the horror I felt that day. So I pick her up. Her father comes running as well because he was in the office space in the house, and I try and console her. So there's a neighbor friend of ours, a kid with us there, who saw everything that happened, but wasn't able to really explain to me how it happened. We go into the house. She starts to calm down. I'm assessing her. She looks fine. There's nothing appears to be broken. There's no bleeding. She even stops crying. So I'm like, oh, we might have gotten away with that one. And then, like, we settle back down to do, you know, my husband goes back to the office. I sit in the sitting room. This time I don't even turn off the TV because I'm like, it's this TV that made you lose track of your daughter, you know? So I don't even turn it on at this point. So I just look at her. And then she moves to go get a book to read from her shelf. As she's lifting it, I see her, I look in her eyes. What up? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you okay? Unapika nini? What not me. Nakaa tamu. So I see a look on her face and it's like pure agony. Right? Yes. Niko hapa. Fanya job. So she moved from just a neutral face to pain. It looked like she was going through a lot of pain. Wow. Thank you, Kyo. And she drops the book. And I'm like, oh, that hand doesn't seem like it's right. So I pick her up. Iko wapi fungwa? Uchukue ball. Where is the pen? Come, show me. Show me. This one sec. She just hit her head on the table. Like, this gets worse. It just kept getting worse. I see the pain in her face, and then I pick her up and then I sit her down on the chair and I try to run experiments, like I'm a doctor, to see how much weight her arm can bear so they can figure out where the pain is. And she was okay. She was transferring things from the other. She was turning her wrist, but there was a section that she would get to and it would be very painful. She would cry out. It was like around 5:30 in the evening, and then it's like crash hour and everything, but we're like, hey, we need to go to the hospital. So we got to the hospital. Yeah, I'm hoping that it doesn't take too long. I knew that we'd have to probably get an x-ray, and I was really hoping that there's like specialized equipment to take kids x-rays with. There was none. And it was difficult because I was pregnant, so I really couldn't be near her. As she was doing that to comfort her, so my husband had to both hold and comfort her at the same time. He was standing at some weird angles because these things are loud, they're big, it's a dark room. Man. Anyway, so we got through the x-rays and we got the results back. So she had a bit of a fracture. Nothing too serious. I think it's called a hairline fracture. And apparently a lot of kids get it. But I was just like, how is my 1-year-old walking around with the possibility of getting a cast? Like, how badly did I do at this job? Let me close this door. I don't know if she's coming back. Like, seriously, your 1-year-old is potentially going to wear a cast. And it's not even potentially, she did have to wear a cast. And I remember the looks that we would get every time we'd go out with her. But even that's not the problem. For me, it was just like, it could have been worse, you know. I know kids fall, kids get hurt. But my mind was like, surely not at 1.5 years old. So that was not a very pleasant moment. But she did get healed. I think it started dawning on me that I need to somehow keep them safe, but I can't really control that. Like, there's only so much I can do to keep them safe before I can't do it anymore, and it's like out of my hands, it's a very scary feeling, you know. Like, how do I put them in a school bus? How do I not see them for half of a day or even a full day? How did my mother let me go to the shop alone? Anyway, so that was one very scary moment of my life this year. I'm opening. Yeah, open. It's like trying to defuse a ball.
7, 8, 7, 8, 0, 8.
This day is just turning out to be something else. I don't know. She has been on my lap most of the morning as I tried to work at my desk. I am completely touched out. Like, I don't want any physical contact, but unfortunately she doesn't want anybody else. So I have been at the brink of tears a number of times this morning. But anyway, really trying to remind myself that she's probably having it a little bit harder than me. So I should just hang in there and realize it's only for a short period of time, I hope. The other thing that I wanted to reflect on was the fact that this year has been quite transformative for me in many ways. One big one is that I moved from mom of 1 to mom of 2. And I wasn't completely sure if I was ready for that, if my daughter was ready for a sibling. You know, there's no way to communicate that information. I think just you go with the flow. But I think the one I want to highlight more is that I have transitioned to working a lot more. With my daughter, I was largely a stay-at-home mom. I still am, but I wasn't really working on anything else other than her. But this year has been a year of tremendous growth. The podcast stopped being this little hobby that I was doing, and I started thinking about it as a more concrete career path thing. So that was a lot. So it's been taking hours away from me. The other thing is that I do have a part-time job in which I increased the hours that I was working on that as well. And I talk a lot about, I expound a little bit better on the podcast because, you know, my hands are tired of holding this phone up. But the thing is, with all the hours I was committing in a day between the podcast and the part-time job that I do, I couldn't also fully show up for the kids the way I was doing it with my daughter. Like, I would only work when she napped. Now she doesn't even nap, but my son does. At least says that. But there's there's an entire toddler that you need to keep entertained and everything. So I slowly had to start transitioning the care from me and the father to now the nanny. So I had to get a nanny, right? And that has been a journey. Right off the bat, I got a really good nanny to help me with everything, and that was great. Then I slowly realized I might need someone to help her if I want her to take care of the kids. So that one has been the path, and I don't think in your journey of motherhood you're prepared enough for that part. Oh, that's sad. Ooh, wait. No, that's better. I don't think we're prepared enough for the side of motherhood where you're starting to think about childcare, especially if you're not working mom, or even if you're not. Right? Childcare and house management. Surely we shouldn't have that all the motherhood, because it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress finding the perfect fit for your house, managing the house. Like, do we have enough food? Does everyone want that food? Our cleaning supplies on check. What's missing? There's always this, like, there's no week that I'll ever ask, like, is there anything that we don't have? And like, no, we have everything. Never happened. Not even once. Not even the day after I've come from shopping. And I finally felt the burden of that, right? The burden of figuring out childcare, the burden of figuring out home care, the burden of managing people, because you are managing people with your most precious things. That's your kids in the house. Let me tell you, it's given me sleepless nights, because there's a lot to think about. And the core thing about it is, like, am I trying to be selfish by moving away from doing that stuff myself so that I can grow my own self? Is that selfish? Do I do I deserve that? You know what I mean? Because all of this stuff is just because I want a couple more hours in a day to focus on me and what I need to do. By the hours that I don't spend either managing the house or managing or being with the kids and all that, somebody else is taking that work. And for it to happen smoothly, I'm replacing me with two people. You know what I mean? That's how you know, just it's a lot of work. It's been a hard journey. Like, many times I wanted to give up and just be like, you know what, I'll just forget me. I'll think about me in the next 10 years. And just focus on them. But I realized I wasn't happy. When I was doing it for my daughter, I truly was not happy, and I didn't know about it until now. Like, I was full of anxiety. I was always in a rush because I had to work around her schedule. Like, I was always like, if you see me in the supermarket, you'd think, I'm in a challenge of like, grab as many things as you can in the next couple of whatever. Like, running is me. I was just always running on the road, everywhere. Just so that even now, when I have help and there's really no rush, there's no need for me to come back home in any particular rush, I still rush. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. There's this anxious burden that was with me that I'm slowly trying to shed off. And I realized I wasn't happy. I was not. I was angry a lot of the time. I was keeping a lot of things up. And unfortunately, sometimes I just throw them at my husband because, I'll just be like, we are both home together. Why am I doing a lot of work? And I would even fail to notice that he was doing quite a lot, despite him having a full-time job. I'm slowly getting used to that choice of not being the 100% super mom, because I honestly thought I would be, but I've learned that I am not, and it's okay. And that's been a very transformative part of my One sec. So before I hit publish on this video, I just thought I should plug you on a giveaway that I'm running this week. So it is a giveaway geared towards pregnant women who are seeking some extra support in their journey. This is through like being able to communicate with like-minded women who are going through the same thing, having direct access to a nurse midwife who would answer every single question you have, prepare you for your ANC clinics, and so much more. All this is coming from Malaika's pregnancy support program, and I am here to tell you that I will be picking 5 pregnant women to enjoy this program for free for 1 whole month. So I have left a link in the description box of this episode, so be sure to just check it out. Sorry, episode, podcast speak, video. The description box of this video, I've left a link to the to a form that you will fill to enter the giveaway. And if you're not pregnant, please consider entering for a friend and gift them, because one thing that they do need in this journey is a lot of support. Can you hear my crying babies? Or at least one of them is crying, but they have someone. Am I the only one enjoying World Cup games? I always laugh when there's like some good global game events. I'm always there. Just had lunch and then we have been hit by a blackout. Yeah. Let me put that there. At the very least, I'm thankful that Keo has left my side. She's now with her nanny and probably doing her job. I hope she's doing her job, because those ones tend to really enjoy them and keeps her occupied for a lot longer. So the thing that I'm excited about this coming year is the fact that I feel like I'm poised for growth, or rather that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to work on growing not only this platform, but I was trying to regulate light. So I'm excited. I have amazing projects that I want to work on for this podcast. Probably do a lot more video based content as well, and I have ideas for how we can collaborate with a lot of people and continue adding a lot more value to this platform, because I realize it's bigger than me. It's a home for a lot of other moms who are seeking for that sense of community, that sense of relatability, that sense of vulnerability as well. So, which is great. That was the point of it all. So I just lean into that and work my butt off to make sure that it is what I know it can be. I do know that in terms of like my motherhood journey, it will change a little bit. This year has been like the transformation to what new Sally as a mom looks like, compared to what it was before, and I think that will continue on, and I feel good about it. I feel good about changing what that looks like. No, because I don't think it will be in a bad way. I should be able to feel a little bit more settled and stronger and happier, hopefully. I think that's the point, and less anxious and more confident. Yeah, let's just say more confident. Oh, lights are back. So let me just end this here. Please listen to the audio episode, because not only does it have more of my reflections and stories, it also has amazing snippets of reflections from other moms, because I did open it up for anyone who wanted to use that space to like reflect on their journey so far to do so. And how do you think this video thing went? I don't know. I liked it. I don't know how much of my face you want to see. But yeah, catch you in the next one.